You have a switch on the dash. This switch right here is actually some kind of auxiliary shutoff to your starter solenoid. So in other words, if you get in here and this is turned off, you'll think your battery's dead. Because with the key in it, you'll see there's no actuation and nothing's going to start up. So flip the switch on and it starts right up. So there's that. This is obviously the headlight switch. Let's see here. So your turn signals are same function as you would normally see. Your high beam, low beam goes forward and backward. Remember which is which, but you'll see it. And there's an indicator on the dash that shows right here. So it's too bright in here to see it, but when it's dark you can see that come on. Just run the park lights and then all the way out is the headlights. So you got your cigarette lighter, you obviously know how that works. When you start it up, this is the manual choke. So you're going to want to pull it all the way out. Just pump the gas pedal twice. Just do 2 pumps on the gas pedal, that's it. Turn it over, it'll fire right up. It'll sound, here I'll actually do it. So with it idling with the choke fully out, oh, I gotta turn the switch on. You can hear how it's sputtering on itself. Once it fires up, you slowly want to push this in until it smooths out. So you hear that. Just go a little bit more and it'll start to idle down a little bit. So hear that? Hear the change in that? That's right where you want it. So once you get it all fired up, get it to where it smooths out and then push it to where you hear the idle just start to drop a little bit and it'll run excellent for you. So hazard lights. It says hazard on there so it's easy to read. Windshield wipers. First click out is low. Pull it out further, that's high. It automatically goes back to its lock position so you don't have to sit there and try to get it where it is. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what that's for. Front fan turns the heater fan on. Fresh pull, that basically goes from opening up air from the outside coming in through the little cowl vent on the side as opposed to recirculating. So I believe with it pushed in, it recirculates. When you pull it out, it opens up the fresh air. The rear fan, which is this one here, you don't have a rear heater in it, but if you did, you can use that switch to plug into the rear heater, and that would turn the rear heater fan on. Should have 2 positions, which it does. So the first position would be a low speed, second would be high. That's about it. The stereo, I mean, it's got the on and off switch, so everything works like it normally would. So on the winch, you have your protective plug here. Pull that plug off. This is, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is only goes in one way, so you can kind of roll it around until it drops in. And that's it. So your indicator's pretty self-explanatory. You've got one way that lets a cable out, one goes in. So of course, low dot in, high button out. So I'll hit it just a little bit. Now what you can do, and it's not going to hurt anything, is when you're reeling it back up, you can see it's hooked up on the bumper. Once it's got a little bit of some room, watch your fingers, because if you hit that sucker and your fingers are anywhere near that cable, it can pinch your fingers right off. So just hook it up, and what it'll do is when you hit the button, just tap it. It kind of tightens it up, and it's good to go. It won't over tighten and rip this hook off. It'll just give it enough tension to keep it taut and out of the way. So this comes back off, and that goes back on there. So you know, I'm just putting your winch cable into your locking center console. So that's in there, and it's all good to go. Alright, so this key right here is your ignition key. This one's the door key. You can see it has a Toyota emblem on it. So anyway, you'll figure it out pretty quickly. And of course I put it in upside down. So it's got the little guard on there, so I don't know, to keep debris out, but it's kind of sticky, but it'll move back and forth. There are locks on the back. All the keys for the locks in the back are on the keychain. So there's you can see this one says the cans. So that's the Fortress, matches the Fortress lock on the gas cans, both of those. This is for the rear door, for the hatch door. So this master key, if I can focus in on it, that one right there is for this lock right here. So basically, once you take that lock off, this slides forward. You're going to push it forward and it will undo the latch off of here, and you can swing this whole back piece out. So again, all of them are labeled. It won't take you very long to figure it out, but that says master on it, matches a master lock. There's these Fortress old school locks in here. Keys are there so you can take these out. These are a little loose, so you might toy with them a little bit to get them nice and tight, so nobody rips your cans off. It says Tuffy on it. This is a key for your center console. It's got a little lock, so it's actually certified as a legal gun safe. So if you have a little handgun and you want to put it in your center console, you can drive around with it there as long as it's locked. So if you got pulled over and they checked your center console, as long as they couldn't open it and you had to use a key to get it open, you should be able to get away with that just fine. So your ignition key actually works for the gas door. You can see it. These don't permanently lock. If you ever didn't have your key for any reason and couldn't get it, which you couldn't get in the, or start the Cruiser if you didn't have this, but these are supposed to be locking doors, but literally if you push them over and pull them out, you can open it. All of them do it. It's just kind of the nature of it. So anyway. Okay, so the hub's pretty self-explanatory. There's a free and a lock mode. You just turn it all the way around to the lock position. You're ready for four-wheel drive. You got to have them both locked up, but anyway, make sure you lock both those up, and then of course when you're done, put it back to the free position. There's little dots that shows you on each one. Alright, and the last thing here is the transfer case. You shift, it has your indicator shown on the dash plate, so it gives you the explanation of how everything works. There's an indicator on the knob also, so it tells you the shift pattern. So anyway, if you ever had to tow the vehicle, you can put the transfer case into a neutral position. You don't have to remove drive lines or anything like that, so it makes it nice. And if I'm not, the nice thing too is also when you put it in the neutral position and you tow it behind a vehicle, it's not going to rack up your mileage on your odometer, because the transfer case with, well, I'm trying to think here. I don't know for sure if it adjusts the odometer reading or not, to be frank. I don't know. But anyway, to do that, your transfer case here, straightforward. To put it into 4 high, you go straight back. So again, that's 2 high, 4 high. In the middle, you can feel kind of a neutral spot. That's neutral, so it'll basically roll around. And then all the way over is 4 low.